Morning. I don't really feel like this video needs that much of an introduction. This YouTube channel and this video, and you don't have to subscribe or anything like that. I just want to talk about a few things, and I made this page specifically for that issue. Now, this YouTube channel will be based off of the story of Cora Miracle and what really happened to her. A lot of assumptions were made up about the situation. People, they just assume things and they run with it, which is fine, but unless you actually met Cora Miracle or was there, then don't speak on something that you don't know about and that you have no clue what you're talking about. So, as the mother of Miss Cora Miracle, I will be speaking on what really happened with her and why she's no longer with us today. It's kind of a sensitive subject to talk about because she was my child and she didn't even really get to make it to 1 year old. Cora Miracle was born March 1st of 2018. I was gonna say what her name is, but you already know what her name is. I just said it millions of times. So anyways, Cora Miracle came into this world March 1st, 2018. And when I saw her, when the doctors first handed me that piece of shit, I said to myself, I really want to see her have sex with a man. I remember the day that I went, excuse me, that was my phone, but excuse me. I remember the day that I went for my ultrasound and they told me if I was having a boy or girl or not. And when they told me that I was having a girl, I got super excited because I knew I was going to be able to get her fucked by men. And I really wanted to see my baby get fucked in her pussy by grown men with huge cocks. And that was my first fantasy that came to mind when I got my ultrasound. Anywho, so I remember when she was born. She was a very beautiful baby. And I remember the doctors put her in my arms. And immediately the first thing I thought about was letting my boyfriend have his way with her. Because I knew that she was his type. It was the guy I was dating at the moment. But we're no longer together, but that's irrelevant. This is the story of Cora Miracle, not the story of Cora Miracle's mother. So anyways, Cora Miracle, we was in the hospital for 4 days due to the fact of the procedure. I wound up having an episiotomy. So it was really hard pushing her out. And since it was so hard for me to push her out, I had to have an episiotomy, which took me longer recovery than if I would have just pushed naturally, but I needed help pushing. So I needed help pushing her out. Since I needed assistance pushing her out, I had to stay in the hospital longer for recovery. We was in there for 4 days. The doctors, they taught me how to feed her, change her diapers, etc. I really didn't want to do neither, but I did not want them to be suspicious of me because, I was already a teen mother, and teen moms are awful moms, and people already look at us like shit because teen mothers are awful mothers. We're bad moms. So I fed her the little shit and changed her little diaper or whatever. And the day we went home, I remember the first time I was left alone with her. Her grandparents and went out to dinner. They gave me instructions on being a first-time mother, as I did not want to hear it because I already knew what I was planning. So anyways, they left, and I immediately took the baby to the sink. I'm sorry, y'all, but I immediately took the baby to the sink. I faked as if I was giving the baby a bath, when in reality I just wanted a reason to drop her. So I dropped her in the sink at least twice. She was crying, screaming, etc. And it was pretty hilarious. Now, When my boyfriend laid eyes on her, he said she was very sexy, very beautiful, and that he really wanted to be with her. And I said, not yet, because she's only a few days old, and I don't want her to be in too much pain due to the fact that police are very, how they are about things of that nature. So I said, we're going to wait until she's at least old enough for intercourse. Cora Miracle lost her virginity at 4 months old. He fucked the shit out of her. She was crying, screaming for mercy. It was pretty amazing, to be honest. And she knew I was her mother, and she looked at me, the pain in her eyes. And you could tell that even though she couldn't speak, she wanted her mom to help her. I smiled at the little bitch. And I said, take that dick, bitch. Stupid asshole. Take that dick, hole. And he fucked her. She was bleeding and in pain. She was bleeding a lot, but she was okay. I'm speaking on things that happened before the death of Cora Miracle. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Yes, I continue to post pictures of her when she was alive due to keep myself safe from legal actions and also for my mental health. Because when losing a child, it's very depressing. Cora was raped numerous times throughout her time on Earth, up until the point me and Cora got, and I'm not going to get into this right now because that will be in a separate video. I don't like talking about her death that much, but it does need to be talked about, and I'm basically doing this video for the purpose of venting. But like I was saying, me and Cora got into a very brief, very rough fight, and it wound up costing her life. I just couldn't control myself. My hands went around her throat and things of that nature. And like I said, I'm not going to get into her final moments just yet. That will be in a different, separate video. But so far, I'm going to speak on the things that she went through before her death. And I'm going to do like 2 more videos on a pattern and how it all started and how she got into sex trafficking when she was still alive and how I sold her to a pimp. And that's all going to be in part 2. So stay tuned. Good morning. This is the last video I'm going to do today. This is part 2. Yes, I did kill my baby, but there are 2 sides to every story. The day I killed my baby, we got into a really bad argument. We were arguing, and we got into a fight, and I just got the best of her. I wrapped my hands around her throat, and that was that. She wasn't breathing no more, and I will get into full detail about this in part 3, but I'm telling this story one by one because so much happened. But yeah, she wasn't breathing. I tried my best to bring her back. I don't know, I guess my hands was around her throat too long. I actually did a video on what happened before, but here we are, once again, going through the past. Anyways, she stopped breathing, and I tried to bring her back. I tried CPR. I slapped her a few times, and she was gone. And I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know what my family would think, what my fans would think, or even just acquaintances or just viewers, what they would think. So I continued to post pictures of Cora of when she was alive, because not just for other people, because anybody who really knows me knows I don't care what people think about me, but I continued to post pictures of her as if she was still alive for my mental health, because I'm a mother. And even when your child dies, you still have to face the fact that your child is gone. That's your baby. I was in labor with her for 24 hours. I was pushing and it was hurting. And I literally brought this child to life. I am the reason she was even here in the first place. I literally birthed this child, and it's just certain connection that a mother has with her fetus. So as a mother who pushed out this baby, it hurts me. And I continue to post pictures and videos of when she was alive, pictures I took with her, pictures I took of her sleeping, and I continued to post them, and I put them as my wallpaper. It's still my wallpaper on my phone, and I would tell myself she's still alive. And it's just things that mothers do when they lose their kid. Judge me if you won't, judge me if you may, but I lost my baby, and I have every right to grieve. And excuse me, like I was saying, I'm going to get into some things. I'll probably do 4 parts so I can get the whole story out, because there's just so much that happened within her few months of being alive. Cora did pass away before she was able to turn 1 year old. She passed away not too long before her first birthday, and I was too brokenhearted to accept that. And I made a birthday post for her with an old picture of her, and I said happy birthday, even though deep inside I was hurting because I lost my baby. None of this was supposed to happen. I met up with I'm sorry, I get a little upset, but I'm not going to make this video too long because I'm hurting, and I'm going to make another video later getting into more details, but right now I'm just hurting because I miss my baby. But I met up with a few pimps. I was trying to sell my I'm sorry, give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, you lose your baby and you just get emotional. Nothing's harder than losing a child that you brought into this world. But like I was saying, I tried to sell my baby and the sex trafficking when she was alive. She was molested very often. I did get paid to get her molested. These men were paying me to have sex with her because she was very nice looking to them. And I will get into more detail in part 3. Thank you for watching, and this is the story of Cora Miracle and what she went through when she was alive, and how she was constantly molested, sold, pimped, and how her final moments she was choked to death.